Welcome to Empowerment in Illness, the podcast where we share stories of strength, resilience, and hope from those navigating the complexities of chronic illnesses. I'm your host, Gwen. On our last show, we spoke with Edjuana and heard a portion of her story. And today, we will continue with part 2.
At the time of me being diagnosed, like I said, I was 17. I had just graduated from high school. And me and my best friend, we were gearing up. We were getting ready to go to college. I was moving to Michigan. My doctor said, no, you're not leaving this state for nothing. Hold on. And he was like, it's not about hold on. You're not going nowhere. I was like, wow, well, that's rude. And so, but yet, it got to the point where I had this doctor that was so on the ball. It was weird. It was very weird. And not only that, but he asked, you know who God is? What you talking about? Say that again.
Mm-hmm.
And he just so happens to be Polish. Again, you gotta remember, I'm 17, so I'm not doing really the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Again, went to school, went to work, party. And at the time, I was engaged. So my mom, she would come to, my doctor's appointments. And the questions, how they have to ask the questions. Are you drinking? No. My mother, I could feel my mother and him both looking at me like, you lying. And I'm not even looking at them because I already know. I'm like, she knows I'm drinking. She knows I'm smoking. I don't care. And of course, you have a boyfriend, right? I'm like, yeah, first of all, why are you all in my business like this, sir? And are you having sex? And I'm like, no. And he just looked down. He looked at my mother, and I'm like, no, you two are not going to gang up on me. I don't care what's going on. That, you might want to slow your roll. Stop doing that. And my mother was like, she's lying. I'm like, dude, who asked you? He's not talking to you. He's talking to me. And he would always say, this is what I have a thing for Polish men now, thanks to him. But he would say, I know I'm some dumb Polak and you're not going to listen to me. I want to tell him, I'm not listening to you and I'm not listening to her. So it makes no difference what you are. I'm not listening to nobody right now. Okay. Give me my medicine, whatever blood test I have to do so I can go. I have a final to get ready for. I have some homework to do. Let me tell you though, the weird thing is, I hated high school. I went to Robert Morris College when it was Robert Morris College. I got straight A's, didn't have to open a book, and I was on the dean's list. And like I said, I went to school full time, party full time, and I worked full time.
And dealing with lupus.
Right. And everybody's like, how are you? Because at the end of the term, you go to sell your books back. They were like, hey, your books are brand new. No, they not. I've had them for a whole semester.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't never been used. They've been used. Just, here you go. Give my money. But yet I had that kind of, I believe I still have that kind of brain that, we going through this in class, right? And when it comes to accounting, like I said, I loved it. So it was like, yeah, I got to get this right.
I know on TikTok, you are a big advocate for awareness and raising awareness.
Oh, yeah. Because like I said, it's not talked about. MS, again, they'll say, like Christina Applegate and Selma Blair, they both have MS.
Right.
Okay, we found out when they were diagnosed with MS, right? That's it.
But we have Selena Gomez, Tony Braxton, and Nick Cannon.
Who talks all that? Now you already know when they talk about Nick Cannon what they talk about.
All the babies he had.
Thank you. There you go. There you go. There you go. So, and Selena, now, at first when Selena Gomez came out, and I was like, first of all, I'm old. I'm quite older than her, and I could care less. I'm not watching the Disney Channel. I had to tell my niece, I'm not watching that. Leave me alone. No, you go watch it. No, I'm good. But yet, finding things out, and then we found out that she was breaking up with Justin Bieber, and her mother was very angry. I get why her mother was angry. My daughter is sick, and you messing with her heart. You better get away from her right now.
But they put lupus in different episodes of shows. Like, I was watching All American.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and one of the characters there, she has lupus.
Okay.
So, and I always try to see it and recognize it, because back then you didn't see it or hear about it a lot. Mm-hmm. But because it's so prevalent now, it's like every time something happens, they think you have lupus.
And see, that's the thing. I'll never forget one day I was watching a marathon at house. Don't ask me why, I have no clue. And every 5 seconds, maybe it's lupus. I was like, I'm going to throw something up on TV in a minute.
Exactly. House used to wear it out.
I mean, oh my God, he wore it out. Now, my show ER, it was 2 people. No, it was 3. And that's how sad I am. I can remember there's 3 episodes where they addressed lupus. And one, it was a bishop. I'll never forget. Oh my God. It was a bishop. He had like 4 episodes on ER. And I'm like, wow, we really don't talk about lupus all the way. Okay, all right. But yet, it's talked about and it's done. This is really sad. There's an episode of Law and Order where this man gave, I believe, his wife, he induced her lupus. And I'm like, when they kept saying he induced it, I'm like, what are they talking about? Medication induced lupus.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm like, what medication is this?
Yeah, there is a medication that they announce on TV. When they say talk to your doctor. And at the bottom, there's a fine line that says may cause lupus. And I'm like,
but there's a lot of antibiotics that cause lupus. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I found that, and see, like you, when I was first diagnosed, that's, again, 1990. I've always been a computer nerd. Always been. I had a Texas Instrument keyboard that you remember how you used to have to hook it up to your TV?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to run programs in DOS. Oh my God, I'm old. Anyway. Oh my God, just saying DOS, I'm like, dude, I'm old. I'm not comfortable. But I mean, I would make my keyboard a piano just by running a program through that. To this day, my best friend, my mom, you need to go into computers. If I do that, none of us will be safe ever again. Leave me alone. I can be diabolical. I've been on prednisone for 35 years. Y'all not understand what prednisone does to people.
They don't have a clue.
And what the sad thing is, we're joking about it, but whenever I go to the ER, you'll get a nurse. When was the last time you had a menstrual? It's been about 15 years. Oh, you had a hysterectomy? No. Well, how? I'm on prednisone. Okay. Huh? You didn't do your work in school. Because prednisone can make women sterile. Oh, I didn't know that. I want to say I need a new nurse. because she doesn't know her job.
Prednisone is good and it's not so good.
Right, exactly. But yet, reading can make you homicidal or suicidal. What you say now?
Yes, absolutely.
And when I say that, I'll never forget. This was quite some time ago. I told my dad that, and he was like, "Oh, you're just making up excuses in your anger." I was like, "Daddy, I'm gonna let you go." And I hung up. Called my mom. I was like, "Mommy, you know what Daddy just said to me?" And I told her. Why did I tell on him? Because she calls him right. Why would you say that to her? You know she's crazy. I'm like, hey, I don't appreciate that statement, but okay. But yet, a lot of people think I'm joking when I say that.
You're not.
And my best friend, she was allergic to something, and they put her on prednisone for like 3 or 4 days. The first day, at the end of the first day, she called me and said, "I'm sorry. What are you talking about? I get it now." Dude, I'm gonna need a little bit more information. I've been on prednisone a full day and I almost killed like 10 people today. I was like, see, I told you. This is not me being just mean.
And then the next day you're crying, you're bawling.
Dude, let me tell you. Now, again.
Like, why?
Right. Again, I've seen ER 15 million times. Whenever one of the doctors dies in ER, whenever he dies, it's like, I better not be in that stage of crying, because it's man, it's not a good thing.
It is so not. No one can say the right words. Nothing could be right.
Now, let me just say this. I'll never forget the day that Prince, the singer, died. Okay. So you feel me? Okay. We see now. This is a true testament of lupus patients understanding one another. That's all I'm gonna say, because every lupus patient I know, when I make this statement, they do exactly what you did. Oh,
yes.
So that day, my best friend, I was home from work. I was at Aflac, and I was at home. And I don't even know what I was doing. And she called me. This particular best friend is not a crier. And I'm like, dude, what happened? What's wrong? Prince died. And I'm so stupid. I said, Prince who? And she said, huh? Even she said, huh?
Yeah.
I said, and I jumped up and I ran to the front door. Where was I going?
I was at a conference. I was sitting there and I had my phone out and it popped up and I kept looking and I'm looking like, and I said, what? I said that and everybody around me was looking at me, and then I just started to cry because I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't go anywhere.
That's the thing. I ran to the door and she said, Pumpkin, where are you going? I don't know.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. Yes. That was the time. Yes.
The way I cried, but then my mom called me and she, well maybe if you watch some of his videos.
That made it worse.
Right. I'm looking at my phone like she's gonna get cursed out and she don't even know. This is my mama. I'm gonna tell her some things. And I was like, Mommy, I'm gonna have to get off the phone with you because no.
That was a bad time right there.
Oh my God. If I watch his videos, to this day, I cannot listen to Purple Rain.
Yep.
That's the only song. I like Purple Rain. Can't listen to it. And then let's say 4 months after that, I had a puppy. Well, I had a dog. It was a Shih Tzu. Who this Shih Tzu saw me through the stem cell transplant. He literally saw me because they let you go home between certain treatments, and after the week of chemo, they let me go home. I'm just sitting in my bedroom. Me and my dog, we were playing around. It was a little bitty Shih Tzu. I ran my hands through my hair. My hair started coming out. And the thing is, this is a true sign of a person that understands and gets it. My hair was coming out, and in my head, I didn't get upset. I was like, it's working. I'm getting ready to, this lupus is getting ready to be gone. That was my thought. Not, oh my God, my hair is coming out. No, my hair is coming out. That means this lupus is going away.
And
that means this lupus is going away. I was excited.
Yeah.
And and at the time, my grandmother was still here. So between two people, I was a baby. I mean, of course, I was my mom's baby, but yet my grandmother and my dad, I was their baby. I was my grandmother's pumpkin pie, and I was my daddy's baby girl. So I was just like, okay. And whenever my mother came to see me during the stem cell transplant, I was at Northwestern Hospital. My grandmother was like, "You're not leaving me." My grandmother passed away when she was 93. So, and she passed away in 2005. So at the time she was coming to see me, my grandmother was 90. And she made it the point, I wanted to see my baby. I was like, I would look at my mother like, why is she with you? Should she be at home? She was like, I couldn't shake her. I couldn't shake her. She could not shake my grandmother. And I was like, okay, fine. My dad had a really hard time seeing me in the hospital. And when I had the stem cell transplant, he came on the worst day. But yeah, he came because my mom got very angry with him and told her, you need to be up there because I can't get up there yet. He came on the day that they were taking the stem cells out. And let me tell you, I had to have a catheter, and it looked like it was in my jugular vein. So nobody was there while they were putting the catheter in. When my dad got there, I thought he was going to pass out. Because I was very afraid. I was very scared because it was where the tube was. I was like, why would you do this to somebody? But then I had to think again. I had to think, okay, I'm getting ready to be well. Calm down. You got to be calm, especially if he come up here. You got to be calm. I was like, okay. And so, like I said, when he came into my hospital room, it was this big machine that looks like it's a dialysis machine.
Yeah.
And the tube, though, he just looks like my baby. And I was like, I'm okay. Is it running? I was like, yeah, they got to run it to take the stem cell. And he was like, okay, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not, but I'll be okay. And then my mom came in. My mom is not a crier. This woman comes in, she has water in her eyes. I was like, dude, fix yourself. Because you start crying, it's all over for me. Fix it and fix it now.
But just think about it. That's got to be hard coming in and then,
Exactly.
Your child is going through a bunch of stuff and there's nothing you can do.
And that's the one thing that I know people say that is so weird, but that's the one thing I thank God for, not giving me children. Because I believe lupus is genetic.
Yeah.
And I don't know how my mom did that. I don't know how my mom did it.
Yeah.
Especially like now.
Yeah.
The lupus is not active, but these infections. My mom sees me when I'm dealing with these infections. And I'm like, dude, I'm exhausted. You
If
know,
if you could share one piece of advice or insight with someone that's recently diagnosed with lupus, what would it be?
you have a village. Use your village, even if it's not the village. It's not your traditional village. When I say your traditional village, I'm talking about your family and your friends. You have people like me, like you.
Mm-hmm.
We got you. We got
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna let you know this right now. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Why? Because that's the one thing that I did not get. Not one of my doctors sugarcoated anything. And I appreciate them for that.
Yeah.
Because sugarcoating it is not going to make anything better. Because you're going to think things are going a different way when it's not going down that road. But yet, the stem cell transplant, I think it was the most scared that I've ever been.
But see, I think it is one of the things that we, lupus patients or chronic illness people, we don't always know what medication or what treatment is out there. They don't really tell us about it. Like for
Right.
me, I've gone through a lot of medication and most of them didn't work. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a new one that's out, Benlysta. It's doing great things for a lot of people that I've
Mm-hmm.
talked to in chat, right? But for me, it didn't do anything.
And
So
see, and well, it's not. I'm not gonna say that's a sad thing, for the simple fact that people don't understand. Lupus is not the same in every person that has lupus.
exactly. And
Because
I'm one that I don't try to tell anybody what medication to take and what not to take because
exactly, I don't
that's
either.
not my journey. Right. That's
Right.
not, yeah. But I tell them what works for me. Prednisone works for me. It may not work for them.
And
I've been
see,
on it for 30 years, so
right, and like you said, prednisone hurts just as much as it helps now.
exactly.
And I know people are like, well, what do you mean? I don't have a kneecap because of prednisone. I've had to do extensive dental work because of prednisone.
I'm bionic.
And I am, and when you said bionic, I almost laughed literally out loud because my left ear, I'm partially deaf in that ear, but my right ear makes up for it to the point where I hear things and I'm like, I know I should not have heard that. I know I should not have heard that.
Trust me.
When I'm on the phone with somebody, when I'm working, I can hear their dog breathing. And they're like, how can you hear that? In my head, I'm like, I'm deaf in one ear. I don't know how that's possible.
Got bionic senses in
Exactly. I'm like, and to me, I'm like, God, why are you playing with us? What you take one thing is going, but you make the other part extra special. I'm like, you know what? You funny. I'm not gonna do this with you. But yet, you have to have a strong sense of support. You have to have support from every angle.
Yes.
Now, when I say every angle, because sometimes family, you listen. I don't want to see none of you people right now. And it's not anything they did. You just don't want to look at them. Why? You're going through something in your own body, your own brain. They're not going to understand that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you have to have people outside of your comfort zone.
Edjuana, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you because a lot of the times, when you meet people and you hear their story, with us, and I say us, we laugh about things that happen to us because, what's the alternative? We can cry and then feel sorry for ourselves. So it's just nice to hear that you go through things, but you don't give up. You just continue to be strong and you continue to move and you're resilient. So it's been a pleasure talking to you.
And I really do appreciate it, being able to see other people that have some issues that I could probably help.
Yeah.
You don't know. I don't know what everybody's going through. And I kind of would rather not know what everybody's going through, because everybody's going through something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know, do not judge. Do not judge. Do not judge until you see. And then, like I said, finding that community on TikTok. First of all, I get a lot of idiots that make me laugh, to the point where I'm sure by the day is over, I'm going to be on TikTok and I'm going to have to say, this is why I went to church today, because you're going to have me fighting for my seat in heaven today. I'm not laughing at nothing y'all tell me to laugh at. Leave me alone. But yet, you have to find that laughter. It's imperative.
Yeah.
Having that laughter. And I mean, during the pandemic, I was like, Lord Jesus, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. I can't, not like I go outside all the time anyway, but yet going grocery shopping, they're like, yeah, it's best you find something else to do. And
Okay,
being a computer nerd, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Well, each segment we end the show with what I call healing heartbeats. This is where we allow ourselves to laugh, cry, scream, breathe, talk, whatever we need to do to just feel the negativity, whether we need to wallow in sorrow, but we only get to do that for 3 minutes a day. You get it, you feel it, you deal with it. After your 3 minutes, then you put it away, because nobody wants to stay in depression. And if they stay there, it's going to hold them and it won't let go.
right.
So, what is something that you do to deal with the sorrow or the pain? Like, when you deal with it, how do you deal with it? Do you cry? Do you scream? Do you talk to someone?
I have multiple things that I do. I have two best friends, but one, she lets me deal with my emotions any way I need to. If I have to curse, scream, cry, whatever, she just go ahead, say whatever you're gonna say. And she literally sits there and let me say whatever I want to say. And she'll say, "Are you finished now? Are you calm now?" Because she lives in Texas, and she'll say, "Because I can't come up there, and I don't have no bail money for you." So, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'm pretty much done. But then I also have a cabinet.
Okay.
So a lot of times they're getting hugs and they're like, "Why are you hugging us? Let us go, man." No. And then I also have my music.
Awesome.
And I thank my parents for just having the music sense that I listen to everything. Literally everything. So I'm able to listen to that and like you said, I do aromatherapy a lot. A lot. Because I get to, like you said, take a deep breath. And with the job that I do, I get cursed out a lot. Why? I'm like, I didn't drive you to your appointment. I schedule people's hospital and doctor visits rides. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? I didn't leave you there. So I have to, a lot of times I literally have to log out and take a deep breath and walk around for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have a lot of techniques. And you know, as a lupus patient, you gotta have a lot in your bag to pull out.
Because you never know when you're gonna need it.
Exactly. And we wear a lot of masks. Man, we're the perfect actors. People don't realize we are very much actors.
Exactly.
But yet, it whatever gets us through, that's where I'm at. Whatever gets me through, I'm good.
Okay, well, I appreciate you coming on. And I want to thank everyone for listening to Empowerment in Illness. Edjuana, thank you. Your story reminds me of while we're living with lupus that, there's a world of support, hope, and advancement. So we're going to keep moving on and laughing and dealing with our stuff the best way that we know how, because it helps us, and our story, we're going to need it, and that it can help somebody else. Because if you laugh at yourself, that other person is going to realize that they can laugh at themselves as well.
Exactly.
So stay strong, stay hopeful, and continue to find empowerment in every aspect of your illness. Until next time, be safe. As always, we end our segment with healing heartbeats. This is where we allow ourselves to feel the negative energy and wallow in sorrow. Use your mechanisms, whether it's cry, scream, cuss, talk, or sit in silence. Give yourself 3 minutes a day and repeat it daily. Again, thank you for listening to Empowerment in Illness.